need a miracle? Release your faith now by calling for your free packet of Miracle Spring Water.
This faith tool will help you to see liberation from the bondage of death. It's free. I want to send it to you. No obligation.
All right, we're going to start with Peter Popoff and his miracle manna.
Do you sometimes feel as though you need a new life because nothing in the old one is working? You can get a new life with miracle manna, the supernatural provision that God rained down on his people in biblical times when they needed something new.
Okay, this is already starting out so much like an infomercial that it always starts with the tragic before scene. But instead of having trouble cutting your hair or wrangling your garden hose, it's like, do you wish you had an entirely new life?
Reverend Peter Popoff was instructed by God to prepare the miracle manna especially for you. With every bite from this heavenly cake, you'll feel empowered and encouraged to move into all that God has for you.
It's so formulaic. It just rigidly follows the blueprint for any scammy infomercial that you've ever seen. You know, it's like they took a Mad Lib from one of those ads and then just substituted some religious terms, and now this is what we have.
I just feel tremendous breathing problems right now. God wants to touch you. God wants to let his power explode.
You know, I'm sure there's somebody in the audience who is thinking, oh, I have breathing problems, and they're super impressed. But this is really the same thing that psychics do to try to convince you that they have special powers. They ask questions that have a super high probability of at least somebody in the audience saying yes.
I was getting pulled to this section, and I feel like there's a father figure reference that they want me to bring through. That to me would be like father, uncle, grandfather. There's a J or G name that they want me to highlight. So that's either somebody who's living or past, but it's in that section over there. Does that make sense?
Read some of these testimonies, Liz. These are absolutely amazing.
The flu attacked my body, and instantly I took the miracle manna, and praise God, within 15 minutes, the flu left my body.
15 minutes after she used the miracle manna, after she ate the miracle manna. Someone is suffering from the flu right now, Liz. I just feel that in the spirit. Use the miracle manna. You're going to see God do a miracle.
This is some foolishness. Can you imagine if you showed up sick as a dog to the doctor and she handed you a cracker?
Just because they're called a doctor, it doesn't mean they have the authority. I tell you who has the authority. Not your doctor, but the great doctor has the authority.
And that's why this is dangerous. For people who are really sick with the flu or some other illness that needs serious, legitimate treatment, they're not going to get health care thinking that they can just order miracle manna and it's going to fix their problems in 15 minutes flat.
How much does it cost, Liz?
It's free.
It is absolutely free.
Take the first step to a new life. Call the number on your screen and get your free packet of the miracle manna bread today.
Now, you might be thinking, look, Mary, how is this a scam product? You know, Mr. Popoff isn't even charging for this. He's giving it away for free out of the kindness of his heart. Well, here's how it works. You're going to get your little pack of crackers in the mail. You're going to pop them in your mouth and then wait 15 minutes and think, wow, do I feel better? You're going to convince yourself that actually worked. And then what's going to happen is Peter Popoff has your name and address. He has your deets, and he ain't going to let them go, okay? He is going to spam your mailbox like you've never seen. You're going to get letter after letter. And at the end of these letters, he, of course, is going to ask you for money. Well, he's not going to ask you. He's going to put it like this. You got two choices here. Number one is, I am obeying God and giving $25 today, which doesn't really feel like option number one. It feels like the only option, because do you want to disobey God and see what happens?
I'm talking about what God says. And if you want the kind of miracles that are in the Bible, you're going to have to do what God said to do.
So then you've got option number two, which is, I can't give it all today, but I am going to give some today. And then I'm going to give some every month. There's no option number three, which is I can't give anything because it would hurt me. It would hurt me financially. I need to be able to pay my bills and take care of myself. That's not there. And by this point, you've already convinced yourself that Peter Popoff has the key to the kingdom. You know, look at all the good things that happen to you 15 minutes after you pop that cracker. So now if you don't follow what Peter recommends, because listen, he's talking to God, okay? Then you don't want some kind of bad curse coming back at you.
I don't care if you make $10,000 a year or $100 million. You bring the devoted things to God, He'll bless the rest. If you don't, you're under a curse. It's as simple as that.
And so this is how he gets you. And look, I'm talking from experience. I had a family member who has passed away now who had some mental struggles. And when I tell you, when we cleaned out his place, he had stacks, feet high, of letters from scummy televangelists like this. And so these kind of tactics take advantage of the most vulnerable people, promising them a solution that they only end up driving them further away from.
I received one check for over $50,000. Whatever he say do it.
Okay, I have gone off on a soapbox on Peter. He is getting me heated here. So let's move on to the next scummy televangelist product in this video. You've been watching an excerpt from my series Exposing Televangelists. So if you want to see more clips of TV preachers having zero shame, then head over to my main channel, which you can find in the end screen coming up or linked in the description. All right, thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.